All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the I Love Your Money podcast this week. Let's see, let's get me in a solo layout here. All right, y'all. As you know, I always spend the first minute or so just blah, blah, blahing so I can get all my lives going. But I think you guys should all be very excited about our guest today. Everybody that we've had on so far is great and awesome in their own right. But I don't know how many of y'all have been paying attention to the news and what's going on in the world, but AI is taking over. Skynet is here, y'all. So you better comply or get, murked like in Terminator. No, I'm just kidding. We're not talking about that today. We're not talking about Elon Musk's robots today. Okay. We're talking about different AI programs that you can use for your small business, creative project, or just personal stuff that we have access to now that y'all, I mean, my mind is just blown. Okay. So my husband, Benjamin, is very much into technology and AI. So he's been messing around with a lot of these things more than I have. I've got a Chat GBT account. Everybody else uses it more than I do because I can't figure out how to do prompts that give me good information. I tried for like an hour and a half to have it help me write a script for a movie. I needed just an outline, not even a script. And that thing just so when one of the gals who works for me went to an AI or it was actually a Chamber of Commerce event. And our guest, Michael Paule, was the speaker and he was presenting all these different tools. And her mind was just blown, you guys. Melissa loves this stuff. She loves AI. She's a creative person. She's a writer. So she's been using this stuff. And she was so jazzed when she got back from that meeting. I can't even tell you guys. She shared it. She coached one of the other staff. She's coaching my husband on some interesting things. So what is it that AI can do to help your small business that maybe because of budget or other things you can now do for yourself that you might not have been able to do before? And I hope, if we're lucky, Michael is going to talk a little bit about the prompts, because that was the thing that I was the most excited about when Melissa came back from that meeting. So without any further ado, Mr. Michael Paule.
Hello. How
Hello,
you doing,
Michael.
Eric?
I need like a applause soundtrack for when I bring my guests in. Yay.
There we go.
No, you're like a rock star over here for our team. So we're super excited to have you on the show today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for the invite. I'm excited about this topic, obviously. So
Yes.
all ready to go. I'm promptly here.
Okay, you must be a dad because that was
I
definitely a
have
dad joke.
I have endless dad jokes. And if you really want to know, ChatGPT is pretty good about getting dad jokes too. You can actually prompt it to get some
No, you
humor from
can't.
you.
No, you
Yes, you
can't.
can.
What? Okay. Okay, so Michael, now I've got your website up here, learningacademy.ai. Now, share with our viewers a little bit about, because I've heard your background. We'll get into some of that stuff. You've been an elected official.
Mhm.
You are very involved in the community. I want to hear about that. But for now, let's just talk about how you got into AI. What has you so passionate about this?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but uh, I'm out in Texas now. I live in the Austin area, but I
Yeah.
spent 32 years in Southern California,
Yeah.
and I built a business there, essentially back in the 90s, doing document imaging, content management. I
Mm,
rode that curve
yeah.
of businesses being able to digitize their records and better manage their information. We
Yeah.
were a reseller for, big commercial scanners and software products.
Mm,
And so part of that is that technology evolved is what they call machine learning technologies. It was AI, but it wasn't generative AI where you can have
mm,
conversations.
yeah.
It was for example, I had big companies that would take their invoices that they would receive in for payment, and instead of having a whole team of people typing in all those invoices,
Yeah.
our technology would scan those records. It would understand on a page. It would look for the key elements on it,
Mm.
PO number, invoice date, amount, line items, etc. And it would put all that into a system, and it would dramatically shortcut the time it took to process accounts payable. So I know you were, financial show, so I wanted to make that thing.
I
So that
love it.
was so that was early on. It was we had a client that saved $1.5 million a year
Oh, wow.
that they were paying with 12 people basically doing their AP. They were late on 50% of all their payments.
Oh my God.
So that technology has been around for a while. AI is not new, but in its current form, it is now it's now
Yeah.
essentially available to everybody. But that's how I got into it, and so we did a lot in basically business process automation and that kind of thing,
Mm.
and then that sort of evolved
That's music
into
to
some
my
other things.
ears. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Michael. That's music to my ears as an accountant, because there are so many opportunities for error when you're moving data from one place to another. So it's interesting what you called it, machine learning. Is
Yeah.
that the
So yeah, machine learning, where you're teaching it, looking for certain key things using optical
Yeah.
character recognition. So OCR has been around. Well, in fact,
Yes.
even the AI engines today use OCR to recognize documents and read the information. So it's
Yep.
part of the core technology. But back then it was, yeah, read the information, and then using logic, it would say, okay, if I see something that says purchase order number, look above it, look below it, look to the side, look to the right.
Oh,
And so it
wow.
looks for something that's
Okay.
formatted in that way, or an invoice number or a date field. So it was smart enough and you had to train, and it cost, it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the technology, so we did systems integration. I had some partners, some programmers and stuff that I work with, but the ROI was fantastic, but it was much more complex in those days. Goes back
Mm.
now to, in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
2010. Fast forward, and now you can do a lot of this analysis through these large language models like Google Gemini, like Claude, like ChatGPT. They all
Yeah.
can do it, but they all had their beginnings essentially in machine learning and some of the early stages of just having the technology be able to figure out, probabilities of what comes next.
Mm.
It's just grown into this whole
Yeah.
new world, basically.
Yeah. What do you think? Okay, so something I want to just have a moment of clarity for our viewers. I didn't know that if you used a free Chat GBT account, which we don't, we have a paid one, but if you use a free one, that whatever you put in there is now public domain. Is that correct?
Um, yes and no.
Okay.
So there are settings in there that you can do. So a couple of
Okay.
key things. One is that there's a setting in your ChatGPT account which actually will allow you to not share that information for training purposes.
Okay. Okay,
So
good.
you can turn that, and that's probably a good idea to turn that off. Don't know by default if it's on or not, but make sure that's off. The other one is there's a memory feature where you essentially can specify whether or not you want ChatGPT to remember other prompts, other output that it did. So it creates a profile. So it's
Oh.
sort of like it's training on you
Okay.
as the user to understand, what business you're in, what you're interested in, and so
Mm,
on. It's kind of like, when you're going through social media, and all of a sudden you get all these ads. Everything is
yes.
geared,
Yes.
tailored to you. Same thing. It's basically learning everything about you. But you can turn that off, and you can clear that memory if you want. Now, there's some
Mm,
advantages to having it on. If you're not doing a lot of prompts and things for other people,
yeah.
having it on is okay, because it actually large language model more accurate, quicker, because it's starting to it can it understands what you do, and so I
Yeah.
found some benefits to that. But so I wouldn't share any kind of personal information. Like if you had
Yeah.
business information, social security number, things like that. I probably would not put those up there because you don't
Okay.
really know. One of the things was we all heard about China and DeepSeek,
Yes.
this new which
Yes.
took the world by storm
Okay.
because and just to address that real quick, one of the problems with that platform is that when it's run from the Chinese company that's produced it,
Yeah.
that information they can have access to your information, and so it's a valid concern.
Wow.
One of the things about that though is that DeepSeek, which is a very smart and very and fares extremely well again in benchmarking against like ChatGPT and
Okay.
Claude and the others. It's open source, meaning that you can actually install that on your own computer. So
Oh.
Perplexity, which is one of the things I want to show your viewers,
Yeah.
is Perplexity.ai, which is a research tool. Actually, now they've installed that DeepSeek engine but they have full control over it. So it's on their system, so they can utilize this deep reasoning, this great tool that's available, but it's not sending the information overseas somewhere where
Okay.
you don't know what the security it really is. So you have to be
Okay.
careful, but I mean, I think it's a little overblown in my opinion at times.
Yeah.
These things, what they use them for is to usually train the LLMs. It's not really, keen on specific pieces of information that are made available.
Well,
Uh,
and if I'm honest with you, Michael, like I've been the victim of identity theft and had my crap stolen. I'm sure everybody and their brother already has my social security number and the street I grew up on and my mom's maiden name. Like I guarantee the criminals already have that crap because I see the activity they try to do. So that's what I'm always like, people, you're so afraid about your security, yet you have Google Maps active on your phone that tracks every single place that you go.
yeah.
So I'm all, security is always one of those things that is, I think people are funny about. I think people are very funny about.
But I tell you, you can't, minimize the importance of security. And we
Yes.
live in a world where information can be shared instantly. And there are bad players out there that, will do you harm.
Yeah.
This newsletter that I put out, I have an article in there about some of the biggest frauds, that are going around that are AI generated, and how to
Ooh.
protect yourself. It was one of the articles in there. So it
Would
is
you
extremely important.
Yeah, would you share that? I'm going to share your screen when you've got that up. Would you share that? Didn't you have a QR code for your newsletter or something like that?
Yeah, let me show you the newsletter first, real quick.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see my screen,
Yep.
hopefully
Yep,
here.
you're
Let's
good.
see. Okay, so this is just a PDF version of it, but
Okay.
so this is a newsletter we put out about every 2 or 3 weeks. I tapped into a lot of very, very useful and current information on what's going on in AI. So and you can click
That's
on read
awesome.
more when you get into these things, jobs reports, what the data is showing, what's happening. But one of the things, if I scroll down, is 5 AI scams poised to surge in 2025 and how to stay
Oh,
safe. So this shows you about AI-enabled fraud. Could result in $40 billion in losses by 2027. It was 12 billion in 2023. So, you know,
where do we go sign up for this newsletter?
so I have here's a QR code. So we've got
Oh,
this, it's called AI Trends and Insights for Business. It
okay.
comes out about every 2 to 3 weeks. It's a curated, I find articles from, top sources, in balanced articles. It's not all great AI is the best thing since sliced bread, but we want to be balanced. We want people to understand there is good, and then there is
Mm,
areas to be concerned, and
yeah.
these things are being addressed, but it's important to know both sides. So
Yep.
if they
Here's what it
they
looks
scan
like when you
this,
guys open it up. You got to sign up. Okay.
yeah, and just sign up, and then you'll get that automatically, that newsletter. And I don't have a post on here. at the moment about
Okay.
to get the last edition, but I can, get that, or maybe in your comments I can get you a link for that, so if they want
Perfect.
to do that. But yeah,
Absolutely.
so the newsletter is really good. It's a great source of information. That's we want people to stay informed. AI is moving at a very fast pace. OpenAI, which is the parent company for ChatGPT,
Mm,
Sam Altman, who runs that company, he's basically coined, this is now the era of intelligence. We've had
mm,
the era of technology, we've had all these different eras. Now we're in the era of intelligence, and AI is permeated into everything we do now, and it
mm-hmm.
will continue to grow and expand at lightning
Yep.
speed. And so the thing that I do, in training, and we train people on AI skills and do consulting, is that they need to, as a small business person or as any business person, you need to establish a culture within your business to encourage people to know how
Yes.
to use AI correctly. Because a lot of people, there's been a lot of studies, and in fact, a lot of articles in my newsletter I put in there, that a lot of people use AI, employees, but they're afraid to admit that they're using it, right?
Yeah.
So they conceal that, and so it's not always being used in the best way. A lot of businesses don't really understand yet, what they can do with it. So it's important to create a culture to encourage people to learn AI, for the business to establish the guidelines that they're going to have in order, to make it work effective for them. There is a whole bunch of use cases of what AI can do for business.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. It can dramatically improve your productivity, your
Mm-hmm.
creativity, automating tasks that
Yep.
that just have taken forever. There's so many different use cases for AI, and it all starts with prompting, with understanding.
Yeah.
It's called prompt engineering, but understanding how to craft a prompt. In that ebook that we have, it's written to not be you don't have to be an expert in AI to
Yeah.
understand this. It's written in common English, in standard English, for someone just get a good baseline understanding of what it takes to prompt, to create a prompt. And I have some tips I can share with the users if
Fantastic.
you'd like, but we
Yeah,
got
let's
some
do
best
it.
practices and things like that. So let
Yeah.
me
And before, so hold on, just really quick before you get into it. One of my favorite programs is Suno. It's
mhm.
one of the music applications. Look at this, you guys. Michael made a song about Lake Travis. This is amazing. It is so like you're not going to be able to hear it, but it's not playing through, right? You can't hear it, can you?
Yeah, I can hear it, but
Oh, you can? Oh,
yeah.
oh, probably because it's playing out on my speaker. It's picking up my microphone. But I mean, this is just amazing. This is a game changer. This is one of the game changers for us because we produce so much content. We constantly need copyright free music that we can add to videos, movies, commercials, whatever project it is we're working on. And our producers aren't always available. And so now, if we need a little stinger or something like that, we have options.
Mhm.
So now your turn. Ready? Whenever you're ready, I can share your screen and you can talk about.
Okay, so
Let's
let
see.
me let me grab here. Okay, so actually, let me do this first.
Okay.
Hopefully, you can see my screen. Expand this out here a little
Yeah.
bit. So, just a couple of quick things. It is important. I mean, this is a bold statement, but
Bold
it is
statement.
important. It is important. It's as significant as anything you've seen in the
Mm,
computer age, for
yeah.
sure. But these are some of the different ways businesses are trying to implement AI. They're using it in marketing and sales, strategy, obviously to be more productive, automating, being able to create automated tasks for the things that you know have you as a company you get bogged down with. Obviously, finance, doing training, recruiting, market research, analysis, not on here, but McKinsey report shows AI can reduce costs 30% in just weeks, and
Wow.
increase efficiency 40%. Almost immediately.
Well,
So
here's the thing. I need it to increase the efficiency of the QuickBooks AI because it is very dumb. Okay. It is super dumb. It's about a toddler. It's about a toddler level AI. So Michael, I need you to work on that. Okay. And then get back
yeah,
to me.
so and this is something and I'm going to jump into a couple of best practices here, but
Yeah.
one of the things that people are always concerned about, hey, AI is going to kind of replace human creativity,
Mm.
and we say no, it's not
Mm-mm.
true. It's really amplifying it. We call it
Yeah.
human in the loop. There's always requirement to have human in the loop, because
Mm.
humans are creative, and it's very difficult. Even though AI is getting better and better and better, you still need that human in the loop to really make sure that you're getting the kind of output that you
Yeah.
can. And so it's just really important. But let me let's see here. Let me find my. Here we go. Okay, so um,
Oh, this is my
so,
favorite.
so,
Okay.
so, so this is a couple of things. This is a. Let me close this. You can see a little bit better in there. There you go. Okay, so this is a couple of quick things in here. When you're doing prompting, and prompting is really important. So whether you're using
Mm.
ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini, any of them, it's pretty much the same thing. And so you want to be effective, you want to make sure that you create the task that you want the AI to do. You want to give it context, probably one of the most important things. Give it some background information and give it context so it understands what that task is. If you have examples, it's always great
Mm.
to give examples. If you, for example, are an HR director and you want to write do a job description, or write, and you've seen one or you have a copy of one that you really like, then putting that as an example, it can create a model of that and say, okay, we know that this is what you like, and we will model that example or examples to the output that we're going to create for you. So give me examples is good. Persona, I use this all the
Okay.
time. I say, I start my prompts a lot with, you are a world-class content creator. You are a top HR director. You are a music.
Okay.
You are a top song producer. If you give it persona,
Interesting.
then you put the mindset of the AI into that role. So that's another,
Yeah.
in other words, for the role. So it's always good to do that. You can specify what output format do you want it to output in a spreadsheet. It can create a spreadsheet for you, a Google sheet, an Excel sheet, or it can put things out into a report format, a bullet points. And then the tone.
Wow.
Sometimes, do you want this to be formal, casual, persuasive, humorous? So these are the six main categories of things that you always want to keep in mind when you're doing stuff. So there's just a couple of quick cheat sheet things here. Uh,
Okay.
and so have this on the screen so people can take a screenshot of this
Yeah.
if they're watching this. But here's some different examples of a role, a different goal, things you want to do. You can set restrictions. You say, hey, I want you to write in under 500 words, or I want you to
Mm.
use a certain tone, or you can do what's called negative prompts. You can say, I don't want you to use the following words in whatever output you give me, or I don't want you to do certain things.
Ah.
So putting negative prompts in can be really helpful as well. And then
Okay.
and then I mentioned the formats and things
Yeah.
like that. Here's another example. I'm not going to go through all this right now, but this is again giving you some of the same things we just talked about:
Yeah.
structure, context, tone. And here's some examples of things that you can do that align with these different things here. There's some
Yep.
other ones on here as well, and I'll just leave that up for a sec.
Cool.
And then just some tips I give people: do iterate. So if you get something and you are not sure it's exactly what you want, refine it, ask it to give you some additional examples. You can make changes to your prompt. You can ask follow-up questions, and and that's really what that covers right there. So
Okay.
so that is
So
just
don't
some
give up,
examples.
basically. Like if at first you don't succeed getting the output that you want, you can continue to refine it.
Yeah, and I wanted to show you you hope you can see my screen now. I have Chat GPT up right now. And
Yeah.
so I've done a few things for time purposes, but one of the things is you can do you can actually have it create a prompt for you. So I did this, for example. This is a prompt builder. I said, please forget all my other prompts. And I'm asking ChatGPT, I don't necessarily have to be an expert prompt writer, but I can have ChatGPT write me a prompt by asking me questions and by interviewing me.
What?
Yeah, and I
What?
can rank it. I can have it rank how good it is, and it'll continue to iterate until it gets to a point where I'm comfortable running the prompt. So just real quick, so I did this morning for actually in a training class, and so you do this prompt here, and then start asking you questions. And I said, okay, I'm kind of in a health kick. I want to lose a little weight. So I said the prompt should be about the steps I can take to lose 20 pounds and improve my overall health. So, it says, great, let's refine it. So then it starts to ask me questions. It says, okay, here's the initial prompt. Provide me a prompt, help me lose 20 pounds, healthy way. He wants to, do some basic things here to accomplish that, right? But then it gives me suggestions because of the way that I worded this. It gives me some suggestions to say, okay, if you give me some more information, I can I can do a better job of giving you output. So here are the questions I want you to answer. How active are you? Do you have any dietary restrictions, meal plans, health conditions? So initially it ranked what I gave it initially at a 7 out of 10, which isn't bad, but I could do better. So I said, okay, I'll answer these questions. And I said, my current fitness level is moderately active, I have some back issues, a little heart condition. I'm supposed to lift a lot of weight. And I like cardio, elliptical. And so once it does that, it revises my prompt for me. And then it says, okay, here's some additional suggestions. And now I give it a 9 out of 10. And so now if you answer these following questions, I can maybe get that score up a little bit more. So then I said, okay, I would like to incorporate stretching. I want to commit to an hour a day to exercise, take supplements, establish good habits. And so now it comes up with this new prompt. So now here's my new prompt with all the new information I gave it. And then it gave me a 10 and 10. So, well, you can't get better than a 10 out of 10, right? So yes, let's run this prompt. And then now it gives me my whole exercise plan, strength training, flexibility, dietary recommendations, supplements I should be taking, lifestyle
meal
adjustments,
plan?
meal plan. And I could even get more granular. I could go back and I could say, okay, that's great. Give me some additional options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because, I could only have Greek yogurt so many times a week.
Yeah.
I like Greek yogurt, but, we've got to mix it up a little bit, right?
Yeah. So my husband wants to do keto. Sounds like we can get ChatGPT to give us our macros.
Yeah, absolutely. All of that is possible. It can do all that. In fact, there's even a video, but it won't play back here, that it came up with. Apparently, it aligns with this. So that's an example of having it actually create prompts for you.
Okay.
And and then there's kind of an interview process. I started here. Remember I went through the checklist of best practice. You are a world-class market strategist. I want you to interview me to determine the best go-to market strategy for my new business. You ask me one question at a time. And that's important because you don't want to just give you all the questions at once. Wow. You want to do it one at a time, because just like if you had a teenager and you gave them a whole bunch of instructions, eventually they're going to tune you out.
Yes.
And they're going to not remember. They're not going to remember what you said, what you asked them. So,
Paul, let's be real. It's not just teenagers. It's grown ass people too.
Right. Yeah, it is true. And as we all get older, our memory, maybe we got to, hear it a couple of times for it to kind of get ingrained in our mind in there.
Yes.
So you tell it, ask me one question at a time, and then I'll respond to you, and then ask me the next question. So that way you keep it focused on target. So I just kind of started this, but so the first question is, this is my consulting division, AI Innovation Partners. And I said, what specific services will you offer, and who's your ideal target customer? So if I start answering these questions, it'll give me the second question, and then the third question, and the fourth question, and it'll look, I don't know if I have a good example of that, but it'll give me all that, and then it'll it'll respond. It'll give me the whole output. Uh, Same way as if you want to write a outline for like a webinar, or you want to
Yeah.
do an ebook. I've written the ebooks. I've done webinars. So you want to have it do an outline first, and then you want to attack each element of that outline separately and have it give you all the detail that you need, and then move on to the next one. You want to break it up into pieces like that, step-by-step processes. Then you'll get much better results. So that's sort of, again, just a
Wow.
little tip that how you want to work with these engines.
Wow. Okay. So if people want to get your ebook, where do they get that?
Okay, so let's see here. The ebook we have. That's my Facebook. Wrong. Where did I? Oh, here it is. Sorry, put it
No,
back
you're
up
good.
here.
I stopped sharing the screen just in case, because you never
Very,
know. You
very
never know
smart.
what could pop up.
Okay, let me see if I can find. Where's my next page? Okay, here it is. So this is the ebook QR code.
Ooh.
So if all you do is again fill out a form, you'll get a automated response back. I automated this, and then it'll send back to you a link to download that ebook for you. And it's 73 pages, some great content. It's a good starting place if you want to really learn how to build your brand and how to use best practices to create prompts that are going to be successful for you. So
I
definitely
love it.
definitely recommend
I
that.
love it. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so now normally these podcasts are only about 30 minutes, but this is so much. And you have so much information, right? So I've shared your website. If you send me the links for those QR codes, I'll add those in too. But y'all, I was able to scan it on my phone, so you can scan it you just rewind it a little bit, go back and scan it. But if we do nothing else, I want people to see your AI robot thing that you made for yourself, your avatar.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's pull this up here. And let's see here. Let me go to my Learning Academy. Okay, so one of the things that you can do, and this is something that I think all businesses for their website should consider.
Yeah.
Okay, so it pops up here. Is
Yep.
have a chat bot to educate your viewers on your site with
Yeah.
information about your business, and also, so I have a traditional one. You could either speak to it or you can type in information. But I also have one I created, my digital twin, and his name is AI Mike. And so I can chat. Now, hopefully this will come through
Yeah.
if
Can you guys
I
see?
click the
So
button
there
here.
was a little button that said chat now. Okay.
Okay, so let me see if this works. Take just a second to load up.
Yeah. So can people hire you to help them do this? Like
Yeah,
put this on their website?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We do, provide AI services. We can help you create these tools. Let me see with all the connections and stuff we have. Let me
I
see if
know,
we're
right? Let me see if it'll
uh,
work on my end. How many different languages do you speak in?
yeah. Here we go. Do you hear that?
Oh,
Are you not hearing?
I can't hear it, but my audio is funky.
Okay. Yeah, let me stop this for a second. I'm going to close it. So I
Okay.
may not, when I shared the screen, I may have
Okay.
done the faux pas
Well,
of
hey,
not.
why don't
You
hold
want to try it on your end? Why don't you try it
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah.
end?
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna do this really quick. I'm gonna make sure I shared it correctly.
Yeah, got to click that share system audio is the
Yes,
key.
exactly. Okay, there we go. Okay. Allow. Okay, so get in there. Okay, here we go. Here's AI Mike down here, and
Now,
I'm
when you
gonna hit
click on
click
chat
on.
now, and then you can pull down. There's let's see, let's chat.
Oh,
That's
maybe it was because I already clicked on the English that it started. Oh,
okay.
why can't I click on it?
Interesting. So you do a live demo, you never know what's going to happen.
I
Okay,
know,
sure.
right, you guys? Hold on, let me just
Uh,
refresh my screen. Maybe I did something funky. So
Okay, there you go. Now, before you click on staff, don't click on that yet. Click on it says chat in English. If you do the pull down here, those are all the different languages that you can speak and chat in if you wanted to. So,
what, bro? Look at
we're doing
that.
English. If you want to speak Swedish,
Slavic,
it's
Portuguese, German, all the normals. Czech. What, bro? That's awesome.
Yeah,
this is so cool. Did you get somebody to?
No, it's trained to convert and actually.
Hi, I'm AI Mike, here to help you.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. So you can talk to it now.
I didn't catch that, but I'm here to help. What's on your? Great. How's your experience with AI?
Oh, whoops.
Okay, it's hard to talk over it. Hey, let me talk to it and see if it'll work.
No worries at all. Happens to the best of us. Just let me know what you're thinking about AI or anything else.
Okay, tell me about why businesses should adopt AI. Why is it important for them to integrate AI into their business?
Why is it important for businesses to integrate AI into their business?
Okay.
Integrating AI is crucial for businesses because it enhances efficiency, drives innovation, and improves decision-making. AI tools can automate repetitive tasks, allowing you to focus on growth. Plus, it helps you stay competitive in a rapidly changing market. Embracing AI can truly unlock your business's potential.
Wow.
Okay, thanks, AI Michael. We don't have a lot of time right now, but do you have any final tips?
Right? It's pretty exciting how AI can transform businesses. Do you have any specific areas you're curious about or want to explore further?
I think we're going to stop right now, but I appreciate your help. Have a great day. And you know what? You look great. It usually responds back with something smart, but
that is fantastic. I think the way the audio is like going back and forth, it's a little bit funky, but that is amazing.
Viewers, just play around with that. It's a lot of fun. It's on that website.
Yep, learningacademy.ai.
Yeah, and the other thing, so we can definitely help people with that. And then the last thing I just wanted to show, let's see here, is the Facebook.
Oh yes, the new group.
Yeah, so to get help.
Oh yes.
Okay, so we started a new group on Facebook. It's a public group. It's called AI Trends, Tips, Tools, and Insights for Business. Hyphen Learning Academy AI. I will put the link. I'll give the link to Ericka, and maybe she put it into the caption.
No, I'm putting it in there right now. I've got it open on my end too.
But I definitely encourage you guys to do this. I could show you how to create cool graphics like this. We have stuff on we have a podcast. We use some tools to we do a podcast on our newsletter. So it's an AI generated podcast that it's a male and female host that actually will discuss what they find in the newsletter. What are the main takeaways? So we have all that.
What? Wait, are they AI hosts?
Yeah, they're AI hosts. It's using Google Notebook LM. It's their audio overview feature. It blows you away. It is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
And so, and on my YouTube channel, I have a bunch of podcast episodes on this where I've done this. And then I've turned it into what's called an audiogram, where we have dynamic captions so you can hear what they're saying or see what they're saying. But it's really cool. So so we're gonna give all kind of tips in here. We're gonna give sample prompts, articles. So if you guys want to stay on top of all this stuff, this is free, of course. Just go ahead and join us on this group. We hope to really build it into a nice community and help share information with everybody. So there's a lot to AI. I just touched the surface. But Google, by the way, so Google has Notebook LM. Google has a live stream function where actually you can have it talk you through step by step how to do things. Like I said, how do I remove the background from an image? How do I create an amortization table in Excel? It literally, you can share your screen. It will literally tell you what cells, what to put in each cell, what formulas to use. It will walk you through step by step in any program.
Okay, so help me understand something. It running through my mind is like, okay, there's so many things. So Do you have a service where I can be like, hey, Michael Paule, come on in. Come do a audit of my business and tell me all the places I can add efficiency through AI.
Yes, we definitely can do that. So I have kind of two things about my business. One of them
Okay.
is Learning Academy AI, which is for people that want to learn about AI skills,
Okay.
learn how to prompt, learn how to do all these things.
Yep.
And then AI Innovation Partners is my consulting arm. And so we can engage, with business entrepreneurs, business people
Yeah.
to help do a AI readiness assessment, do a implementation strategy assessment or strategy analysis, and then I work with a group that we can bring a team of people if necessary in to do implementations. Some of them are pretty simple, creating a chat bot, doing some basic automations, but it's going through an organization and looking at, are they ready? We call it, are they ready to be AI-ified?
Well, if you come to a business like mine where what is it? How did they say it? Not a technology adopter or whatever. I'm a Gen X. Okay. If I didn't have to use technology at all to do, I would just as soon do accounting on ledger paper and pencils. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying, so when you have dinosaurs like me, how do you handle the people
It's
who
an
have a
education
hard time?
process. I mean, some people adopt it, just like that. I think when you see the value of it, it's like,
Mm,
one of the things is this saying that kind of goes around is people say, "Oh, I'm really worried. Will AI take my job?" Are you concerned? Is AI going to take my job?
yeah.
And the correct question is, well, the answer is no. AI won't take your job, but people that know how to use AI might.
Ooh.
So I think it
Ooh.
gets down to, you need to understand it is a tool,
Yeah.
and it is a powerful tool.
Hmm.
And if you can master how you can utilize this technology, there's endless opportunities out there to put it into practice.
I
And
love it.
so so that's really the key. And it's early on in it's early on in this technology, in this whole generative age of AI, where it's language. You can speak to it
Hmm.
in regular English or French, Spanish, Dutch, Greek, whatever, and
Yeah.
then it'll give you that information back to you. And you can do a lot of analysis work. So for businesses, it's just really important to create a strategy. How am I going to use AI? How am I going to understand what it can do for me? So I'm not going to, go down a rabbit hole into something that I don't need.
Yeah.
But, if there are certain areas of a business that can really benefit from this technology, and it's going to continue to advance at a rapid pace. So one of the newsletter, the Facebook group, we're all in Learning Academy AI, which is a members program, where
Yeah.
we do live training every week. We record
That's
everything.
amazing.
We want to stay on top of everything that's changing, because if you can get a course and see how to do something that's set in time at a specific point in time, but 2 weeks later it's going to be obsolete. Everything's going to have changed. So it's
Yep.
just really important to be current and just stay on top of the stuff, and work with people that are experts in this field that can help you as a business, because AI will help you make money. I mean, your podcast, I love your money. I love the name, by the way. It's great.
Thank you.
The IRS says that every April 15th too.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can make so much more money. You can be so much more profitable and productive once you learn how to use this technology. And so
Yes.
that's the key.
Well, and that gets spread around, right? Like the more efficient and effective you are with your time and energy and with the team that you have, everybody benefits from that, right? Like that is a downstream effect. You eventually get to still hire more people and scale more and
Yeah.
have more impact on your community. And that is one thing, if you can, before we go, I know that you are strongly involved in the community and you have a fundraiser coming up. Is that right? One of the organizations you work with?
Yeah, so I work with a organization called Engage and Heal Foundation.
Yeah.
It's engageandhealfoundation.org, and it was formed by the founder, who's actually a neighbor of mine. One of her daughter's best friend was a student at Lake Travis High School, who then went into the Cadet Corps for Texas A&M, and bright kid, top of the world, had it all together. Something happened and he went into a spiral and he ended up committing suicide.
Oh,
And it was a horrible thing. And so out of that, they created this foundation to really help take away the stigma that, it's okay to not be okay. They're doing this big gala fundraiser on March 29th. And there's
out of the
information
woods.
on their website in
Yeah.
their Engage and Heal Foundation. Great, great cause. And they're really all about raising awareness, helping people understand there are resources out there to help you, because we all are challenged. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
crazy world we all live in,
Isn't that the
and
truth?
so we need to help each other out. And I got a song. Can't play the song right now. We can't, but I created a song called "Shatter the Silence," which will be out, after this gala.
Yeah.
That really addresses what this is all about. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
And
thank you
that's
for mentioning that. But
absolutely.
this is the kind of thing, and we use AI and stuff on to help with messaging. And this is too, with any business. If you're doing fundraisers, you're doing marketing campaigns, AI can be a great partner to help you craft a message that's going to resonate, with your audience.
Yeah.
And so take advantage of those
I
tools,
love it.
because it'll just make it much more successful for you.
Yeah. And you guys, so here's the learn more to check out the gala. There's a donate button and all kinds of stuff up here. This has a special place in my heart. I have several family members who struggled with mental illness, and just seeing, how many people do I know personally? Vermont, where I'm from originally, had the highest rate of suicides, highest rate of overdoses, per capita or whatever. I mean, people are really, really struggling. We were already having problems before, lockdowns and all the crazy stuff, and now it's even worse. So y'all get help, okay? Call the hotline. Check out Engage and Heal Foundation. Go to betterhelp.com. It's like cheap, online therapy. Like, just get help, okay? No matter how bad you think it is, it will get better, and there is hope. You just need to find the right help. And so I love that, and I wanted to make sure that we closed with that really important message, because business is great, and we love talking about business, but we exist in the world, in the community, in the people around us, and so I love the opportunity to help create impact and highlight the people doing the good work out there. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
doing that. And again, it's been a pleasure sharing some information. I hope it's like a fire hose. I know I throw a lot out there. I'm very passionate about
Yes.
this topic, but it's just scratch the surface. But yeah, play around with this stuff. A lot of free resources. A lot of
Yes.
these accounts, Google, Gemini's free, Claude, Claude, another great
Yep.
large language model. They all have free, so it's just a wonderful way to educate yourself and to get your
Yep.
feet wet, and then you could do a deeper dive into these things, as you find your favorites that you like to work with.
Yes. And make sure to go chat with AI Mike here before you guys
Yeah.
do anything else. All right, y'all. Again, Michael Paule with Learning Academy.ai. Thank you so much for being on with us today and sharing all of your knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate it.
bye. All right, we'll see you later, guys. I don't have any outro music yet, so I don't have anything sexy to play to take us out. So I may be like do 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 do.